Hi, everybody. I'm back. I was able to make the time to do a second vlog. This one's going to be about our first night home with our little tiny girl. And you might hear her because she's sleeping next to me, making little baby noises, which are super cute. Anywho, so before I start, I want to go over real quick for all upcoming mothers. You're going to hear so many tips and tricks from people like sleep when she sleeps, which I think I said in my first vlog. I don't do that, so I'm lacking sleep. I do sometimes, but sometimes I use it to get stuff done around the house. But sleep when she sleeps. Make sure you have burp cloths. Pump as often as you can, of course, in addition to nursing. Do not wake a sleeping newborn, at least not on purpose. What else? I don't know. The list goes on and on. It is okay to listen to those tips and tricks. You do not, however, have to listen to the horror stories that people will tell you. Because even though I had an unplanned C-section, it wasn't technically a horror story to me. Everyone has their stories. Some of them are horrific, some of them aren't, but usually they end the same way, which is with a beautiful, healthy baby, and that's all we really want, right? We're moms. We're going to walk through the fire just to make our kid happy. So that's what we do. And it starts at day one, whether it's induction or natural labor or natural birth. So, anywho, um, so 2 days post C-section, they were getting us ready to leave. Was it 2 days or three? I think it was three. Oh, 16th. No, it was 2 days. So basically, they tell you in the morning that you're going home and you get super excited. Well, don't get that excited because you're not actually going to get to leave until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So they do all these things. They do like a heel stick on your kid. Literally don't know what that's for, but they do it. They sometimes will run like your vitals again, their vitals again. Like they just do all this stuff before you leave. Then they'll tell you to go down for your other half or your support system, whoever's there, to go get the car seat. They bring the car seat up. Oh, bring the car seat up, and then they want to see how you do getting the baby in the car seat. You're probably like, yeah, it's super easy. No, actually, it's super nerve wracking, especially when it is a fresh newborn that has no idea how to do anything, hold their head up, breathe, like anything. Um, you want to put them in the car seat. You think you're putting it in and like getting the chest bar super tight, but they want it actually tighter than it. It's supposed to be like nipple apart, like the nipple width, that line, and then so tight you can only get 2 fingers underneath of it. Just a little tips and tricks. But anyways, we get her in, we go, we get in the car, we leave, we come home. My parents were here, so they got to see her and okay, let's play a game. How many times will I yawn during this vlog? But they got to see her. They were here for about 2 days after she was born, but my brain's floating. Okay, back to business. So, first night, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna crush this. I got this, blah, blah, blah. No. So we go to lay down in bed. She's in her bassinet, which is next to the bed, and she's sleeping. And I'm like, yes, this is amazing. And then she wakes up and starts wailing, and it's like midnight or 1 o'clock, and she's like cluster feeding. For those that don't know what that means, I didn't know. Cluster feeding means it's just like they're just like hungry, hungry, hungry for what seems like ever, and it's like a couple hour interval. Oh, sorry, I have to readjust my sitting, and it's a little bit intense because you're very tired, and all they want to do is nurse. But they're basically telling your body, okay, listen, lady, we're gonna need more milk than what you got going on here. So it's a good thing. It's communication with your body and your milk supply. So that way they get enough food and nutrients. So she's cluster feeding and the hours are going on and she's crying and then we're changing her diaper. We're checking her to make sure she's not too hot, not too cold, doesn't have hair wrapped around her fingers, doesn't have hair wrapped around her toes. Like everything you can think of we were doing for this child and nothing was making her happy. And she finally fell asleep. Her sweet spot for sleeping when she's being like fussy is 3 or 4 in the morning. So it's really good. So that happens, and in the midst of that, I wake up because, like I said, I had a C-section. It's not fun. I wake up, I'm freezing, like teeth chattering, so cold. I say to my other half, I'm in tears, I'm crying, and I'm like, do I have an infection? Am I dying? And he is like the sweetest because instead of like laughing and being like, no, you're an idiot, he like tried to warm me up and was like, no, it's okay. So it was really nice to have that, but it was like now, like a week later, I'm like, what an idiot. But yeah, so then I'm trying to continue to nurse her, collect myself because I'm a freaking hot mess thinking I'm dying. And I'm starting to feel like, oh my God, I can't move. My positioning for nursing her is horrible. It's so uncomfortable because I can't move my abdomen. I can't even get into bed by myself. Like, it was awful. I can't even turn on my side to get myself out of bed. Totally dependent on my other half and my mother. Um, and yeah, it was just worse the next day, even. So the next day, she basically slept the entire day. So that was awesome, I thought. No, because she sleeps. They say newborns sleep like 18 hours out of 24 hours. That's fine, but the hours that she decides to be awake is like I said, she doesn't fall asleep till like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm trying to like everything's like you need to rest. You had a C-section. You need to make sure you get enough sleep. I'm like, what in the f? What kind of world do these people live in where they're like, yeah, post C-section, you have all the time in the world to sleep, but you actually don't because your newborn needs so much from you. And I think that sometimes people forget that newborns literally know nothing. They have no idea how to do anything. So it's exciting because you're going to be the one to teach them, but I am nervous all the time. I overthink everything. So days go by. Now we're on she's 2 weeks today, actually. So 2 weeks ago today, we had this little baby. And I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to, not be a nervous freak show. I will say with this corona thing, like no one's allowed at my house. No one's been allowed at my house. We don't take her out. He disinfects completely, like sprays his shoes, Lysols his clothes, like everything. Doesn't come in contact with her until he's totally disinfected. Super scary. Um, but another thing that I'm struggling with right now is like sometimes I literally look at her and I'll just start crying because she's the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's crazy to think that him and I created her and that it's our sole duty to make sure that she is okay and has a really good life. So those are emotions that I feel pretty much all the time. And I know that people say, like, look out for postpartum and this and that. And I know postpartum is a real thing. I don't believe that I'm experiencing it. I think I'm experiencing a love that I've never felt in my life. I love her so much. She's so perfect. What else? What else should we talk about today? Oh, her umbilical cord. So it's, like I said, she's 2 weeks. It has not fallen off yet, but it's like starting to peel away from the belly button. So I believe it's going to fall off probably today or tomorrow. And my mother told me it's an old Italian tradition to bury it underneath a tree somewhere at the house. So that's what I will be doing once it does fall off. Let's see. What else did I not? So, okay. So I'm just going to be real. I'm like super good with children. I love kids. I love babies, all of that. It is completely different when you have your own child because like I have to turn to my girlfriends pretty much 100,000 times a day because there's just so many things that I'm unsure of. Like, can she fall asleep in this chair? Her neck's tilted like this. If I burp her, am I burping her too hard? How do I cut her nails? What if I cut them too short? Like, her poop looks like this. Is that even a poop? She farts all the time. Her hiccups are constant. She spits up. Is that normal? Like, literally, those are my questions all the time. Or she's nursing and she nurses in this position versus this position and it's not listed in the book. Is that okay? It's a lot. It is completely nerve wracking. That's my word, nerve wracking, because that is what I feel. I feel nervous all the time since the 16th of March, which is the day that she was born. But today's been a little bit better. I was able to keep her up longer. Now she's napping. She napped from like 3 to 5, and then she was up. I changed her diaper, nursed her, and now she's sleeping again. It's 6 o'clock. So good stuff. But I think that's it for this little vlog. I basically just plan on going over different things every day that I experience with her. And if that's something that y'all are interested in, please feel free to watch. If you're not, then no hard feelings. This is just something nice for me to do, to get my thoughts out there, get some feedback from other mamas that have gone through things or whatever. Oh, check this out. I got my Lysol. Lavender scented. I need this to protect the family. That's my job. That's my sole purpose. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. And I hope that you tune in tomorrow. And I hope I hope that I can tell you that her umbilical cord fell off and that we are able to give her first real tubby time. All right. Well, if you have any insight on any of the things I fear or like tips and tricks for different things I can do, then feel free to let me know. All right, guys. See you next time. Thanks.